0-2 start for Baltimore. They had to remember who they are, get back to their identity. This is a couple weeks in a row. Dallas and now here we've seen who they are.
But we talked about it in the truck, Rodney. You said, why don't they play like this against Kansas City on opening night? They're tough to beat when they play like this with that mentality. We're going to pound it at you and see if you can hold up physically.
And you get so caught up in trying to stop Derrick Henry in the run game, you forget about the tight ends. You forget about Zay Flowers. They still have a lot of explosive weapons outside of Lamar in that run game.
Mm-hmm. How about this defensive scheme, though? Because they're going up against Josh Allen. He's one of the hottest quarterbacks in the league. He's right now the leader for MVP. I know it's early on in the season, but he's the leader. Schematically, what did you like from Baltimore defensively?
Well, I thought Zach Orr, a defensive coordinator, young guy too, and he's getting used to his guys. I thought he did a great job just really being patient defensively, sitting back in zone, keeping everything in front of him, paying close attention to Josh Allen, making sure that they have him. I thought he had a great game plan.
You mentioned the key, patience. Okay, we're going to sit back. We're not going to give you the 40-yard play. Now, you throw those balls, we're going to – and Kyle Hamilton told you before the game, we're going to be hitting people tonight. And that's what they did. Okay, you can catch the ball in front of us. You're going to pay the price, and you got to move it down the field slowly.
But I tell you, a lot of their success is going to be very dependent on offensive coordinator Todd Monken. Because sometimes he comes out and he wants to, make Lamar be the star. But when you're really focused on the run game and your identity, it's going to be hard to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And a lot of that comes down to him as an offense coordinator.
And we talked to the Buffalo players and coaches before the game, and they said there is so much in this running game. Everybody's got to be on the details. We've got to have somebody assigned to Lamar on every run because he may keep the ball. Everybody's got to be in their gap. We got to come off the ball. I mean, they were so worried about that run game. You got to just keep pounding.
It is the most difficult run game to try to slow down because it's just so many moving parts. And you almost want Lamar to pass. And that's basically the message that the Buffalo defenders were saying, hey, we want to stack the box. We want to make them one-dimensional. We want to force Lamar to pass the ball.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about your point is when they do slam the football like that, and it's Henry, and now it's Lamar pulling it, now it's Justice Hill, Lamar still becomes the star of the game. But really, they have to kind of reverse engineer it, think backwards, go to who they are, and then he becomes the star again.
Absolutely. And you don't have to start off right away making it all about Lamar. Remember, he is your star quarterback. You don't want him taking those shots. Give it to a guy 250 pounds that's used to taking those shots, Coach.
How about for the side of Buffalo, though? Because this is really the first time we've heard the questions about, okay, now there's no Stephon Diggs, no Gabe Davis on the outside. Were they missing something like that?
I don't know if it's that, and I know Rodney has a feel on that, but here's what my question is with Buffalo. When you get in these physical games, when it's tough, at the end of the season, in the playoffs, in the snow, are you going to be able to pound out these type of games? They're moving the ball, they're scoring. They came in leading the league in points, but this was a different game tonight.
Yeah, in Kansas City and both Baltimore, these are two teams that are very physical. And if you want to go on to the AFC Championship, to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to be able to stand up to these guys, to these two teams. They're very physical. They're big, and they're really good.